Hey, good morning everyone. It's Friday, July 29th, 2022. TGIF, everybody. TGIF stands for I hope you can hear me over the sound of the Bud cars here. And as you can hear, they're running. So I'm here in Reading Outer Station. This isn't just to have a look at them. Guess what, guys? Today, I'm actually going for a ride. Now, you might know that they typically run these just Saturdays and Sundays. They typically run from Reading into Jim Thorpe. But today, this is a special outing. This is a charter ride through the National Museum of Industrial History in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And we're going to take these two Bud cars, 9166 and 9168. And I believe they call this excursion, I've heard it called two things. I've heard it called the Anthracite Rambles, and I've heard it called the Off the Beaten Track excursion or something like that. And that's because we're going somewhere the no passenger train has gone in about 20 years. And that's up to Tremont, Pennsylvania, which is up in anthracite coal mining region. So we're going to have a couple stops today. It's going to be about a 2-hour ride from Reading up to Tremont. Just taking a look here while we're at this end at the water tower. I believe that was relocated from Hamburg, and the number 225 steam locomotive that I wish they would restore and run. It's a little quieter on this end. So I was saying we're going to take a 2-hour ride up to Tremont, Pennsylvania. And they're going to do a run-by with these Bud cars. So I'll be filming in a location. I've never even set foot in Tremont. I've never driven through Tremont. So that's a new location for me. They're going to do a run-by of the Bud cars. We're going to get some sort of tour of mine rescue squad or rescue equipment, something to that effect. And then we're going down to Minersville for lunch and to get a look at CNJ number 113. That's a small steam locomotive that it's not owned by Reading and Northern, but the group who owns it runs it on Reading and Northern tracks. And we'll be taking a look at that. It won't be running, but it'll be my first look, seeing it on display. And someday I'll catch it running. We're gonna get some action here, guys. I'll tell you about the rest of the day after we watch this. So they're bringing that down the hill to put it on the main line. We'll go see it come in a minute. So anyway, we're going to have lunch in Minersville with steam locomotive number 113. And then we're going to make a very special stop at Port Clinton, which is, of course, the headquarters of Reading and Northern. And we are going to be visiting the steam shop and the wheel truing shop. And sorry guys, I'm just watching traffic here as I film. Don't want to get run over, though that would be a viral video, wouldn't it? So we're going to the steam shop and the wheel truing shop, and we will have 2102 and 425 in the steam shop. And if you guys haven't heard, they're going to be running them as a special double header on the August 13th Iron Horse Ramble. And I will be rail fanning that, and ironically, the way my production schedule is, you're going to see those videos before you see this one. I just have a lot in the queue, which is good. But anyway, we're going to see those two steam engines up close and personal today. And then we're going to come back here to Reading. Right now, we're just going to watch the Bud cars come into the station. And we'll take it from there. always got to run in front of the camera. Plenty of room behind me. Alright guys, let me get my ticket and get ready to board. So for those of you not familiar with this kind of train, what this is called is a rail diesel car. It's often abbreviated RDC. And you often hear me call them Bud cars because they were built by the Bud Rail Company. And each one of these is self-propelled. They have two motors, so each set of wheels is driven by its own motor. And these were typically used as commuter trains or, you know, short line kind of service. They used to come through the town I grew up in. And you'll also affectionately hear them called Budliners. And after steam engines and GG1s, these are my favorite kind of train. I absolutely love them. Again, because I grew up seeing them. Now this first one here, this is what's called an RDC-3. It was originally built for Boston and Maine in 1958. And if you look really close up here, you can actually see the faded Boston and Maine lettering behind where it says Reading Company. And this is number 9166. And it's been converted to a refreshment car. There's a snack bar in this half of it, and then regular seating in the other half. And then 9168 down there, that's your more common RDC-1 that was built in 1951, I believe, for New York City. And that one is just your straight up passenger coach. I believe it holds a little over 100 passengers. So I'm going to be riding in one of these two today. I'm not sure which one yet. We'll find out. Looks like everybody's getting ready to board. So get your tickets ready and come along for the ride. Alright, so I've decided to ride in 9166. Jay and I rode in 9168 last time, so this is a new to me car. But I also chose it because they have the air conditioner on in this car, and in 9168 they just have the windows open. It's not a super hot day, it's only going up in the low to mid 80s, but it is very humid. And I like my chilly air, so I'm going to take our ride in 9166.
I was spending the time there training for going through the station. You could not see the separation.
And they are going north, at least that line crosses farther out.
Alright guys, so we have departed from Reading Outer Station in North Reading. I should also add, even though I've been down here to Railfan a lot, this is actually my first time riding this section of track. And we're now passing through the North Reading Yard. You saw a couple of boxcars. And now we're between two rows of freight cars here.
Hello, this is Mike from the Industrial History Museum. I wanted to thank you all for coming aboard today. This is a rare treat for us. We try to do this about once a year. We have about 2 hours for our first stop at Tremont. You're going to have green and gold on your tickets. We're getting programs passed out right now that'll help you know where you're going to be going as the train makes its stops. If you have any questions, feel free to see me. I'm in the Bedlam Steel shirt, or any crew member, and they can track me down. And I hope you enjoy your ride. And here is Jim with some details about the train service today.
Hi, good morning, everybody. Just want to let you know that we are going to open up the snack counter in just a few minutes. There is hot coffee, soda, water, cookies, crackers, chips, and candy available for purchase in the car. Just come see me and watch your step if you're coming from the other car in between. Okay, so in a couple minutes I'll take the tickets in the snack car, counter car, and then I'll open up for business. Thank you. And enjoy your trip. Let us know if you need anything.
Alright, guys. We're in Hamburg, Pennsylvania, and you might start to recognize some of the locations as places I've filmed 2102 going through before. We just passed over Industrial Drive, and we'll be coming up on Lowland Road. My last shot of 2102 was right about where that guy is right now filming us. Here you can see Lowland Road parallels the track nicely, but there's not really anywhere to park unless you want to get in trouble with someone for being on their front lawn. And then Lowland Road peels off and goes back to Route 61. We're going to go under a truss bridge that is now the John Bartram Trail, which I believe will end up being part of the Schuylkill River Trail. This bridge right there. And that's somewhere I hope to film a future run of 2102 at. So we're now in this little valley that does like a big S-bend, and we'll be coming up to Port Clinton in a couple of minutes.
They got irritable. They got something.
We're passing under Route 61. I may actually be filming the next run from up top on that bridge. I'm not sure yet. It's one location I'm considering. And you can see we got a bunch of Reading and Northern rail cars.
I got a ride out here tomorrow morning early to bring my motorcycle. Yeah, but I have
and these cars will basically be lining the bend heading into Reading and Northern headquarters, which we will be making a stop at on the way back. Here's their other, I'm just going to show you their other F units. They're hiding behind these rail cars. There they are back there. And now I know what these buildings are this time, because you might recall I visited here in early June with Randy from Emerald Sound Productions. This is their diesel shop here. And just taking a look at what we got in the yard here. Hey, here's 1542. That's my favorite switcher because I have that in N scale. And I forgot to point out earlier when we were leaving North Reading, we passed 5049, which is my other N scale diesel.
What's this, a mail?
Okay. And I was hoping when we passed through there that I'd see the 3 new RDCs that Reading and Northern's getting. I am guessing they haven't taken delivery of those yet. I was hoping I'd see them here, but I am getting a little too impatient for that. But you know I like these things. So now basically what we've done, the normal route to Jim Thorpe would have gone to the right through headquarters, and it would have gone past the steam shop and headed up to Tamaqua. Instead, we took the left at the switch, and we're now heading towards Schuylkill Haven. The Schuylkill River would be off to our right. I can't show it to you from this seat, but we'll be going up to Schuylkill Haven, but then instead of going back to Pottsville like my last ride, we'll be taking another left and heading up to Tremont, passing through a lot of places between here and there. I don't know those tracks at all, guys, so that's what makes this an adventure for me today. I get to learn some new places. Give you guys a first-person look at what it's like to be in one of these Bud RDCs. Got our engineer up there. He's actually the guy who told me about this trip when we watched these pull into Reading last month. Maybe it was last month, maybe the month before, but wouldn't have known about this trip otherwise, so that was really nice of him. And these things ride smoother than it looks at the moment. We're going through a tight curve here and I'm standing up, so it's a little jittery, but ooh, we got a bridge coming up here, guys. I think this may also be part of the John Bartram Rail Trail. Alright guys, welcome to Schuylkill Haven, and we're looking at a couple other new cars, the Reading and Northern recently acquired, Saratoga North Creek, this one's new to me, Carolina Southern, and we got another blue one here. This is the Schuylkill Haven train station here. Got a couple more cars here. You saw the one Saratoga and North Creek at Port Clinton. Well, I don't know if I had the camera pointed there. Maybe you didn't see it. But when JP and I rode through here last October, they had the Lookout Mountain parked here, which was my first glimpse at it. And you may recall that from a recent video. It's now been repainted, and it's the Appalachian Trail car on the Lehigh Gorge Scenic Railway. So here's where I get to start seeing some new things again in a minute. There will be a switch ahead, and we'll be going left to wherever instead of right up to Pottsville. And so this is pretty cool for me, because whatever towns we're going through, I have not been through by rail, I have not been through by car. It's just something new for me to discover. I believe we're passing through the switch now. Interestingly, all of these tank cars say car not qualified for service, do not load. So I don't know if these are cars that are going to be scrapped or repaired, or I don't know what the deal is with them. Just something I noticed, not on all of them, but a lot of them. See that white stencil? That's what I'm talking about.
They're the driver, aren't they? Right.
Yeah, I know that you're right. I asked him, the bus track. Yes.
So we're certainly not getting the crowds you get with 425 or 2102, but we do have a few folks out here rail fanning today, which is pretty cool. Just looking at these houses here, thinking how cool it would be to live right here. You could have a nice train layout either in the basement or the attic, and you could watch the rail trains across the way. We got the line of freight cars is continued on this side, so you'd always have something to look at. Some of these houses look like fixer-uppers. I bet you could get a pretty good price out here, even in this real estate market. It's a Reading Railroad tractor trailer there. So this said Cressona Yard. Now I know where that is. I've heard of it. I haven't seen it. There's some of the older diesels here. I haven't seen these guys in a while. Looks like our rail fan friend there's having a pretty good catch today. I've seen him a couple times already. It's pretty cool. Some box cars. West Cressona, we got some new signals. They're waiting to be installed. Oh, we actually got a little station here. How cool would it be to live somewhere like that, guys? And some rail fans up here.
Oh yeah, but we'll make sure you're getting your end pipe. So I set it up.
So we're somewhere west of Cressona now. I can't even tell you because there's no cell signal out here. It's been slow going. This whole section of track is just dense woods like this. And we're actually moving at a decent pace now, but we've had some really slow spots. Looks like we're kind of coming out to some clearings now, though. Just relaxing, enjoying the ride. We'll get there when we get there. Some kind of lake or reservoir off to our left now. It's been going on for a bit.
That guy again, how many times? I've seen him at least 3 times.
Alright guys, so they said we're almost to Tremont. This will be the first passenger train pulling into Tremont in about 2 decades. And this is where we split off into 2 groups. They labeled them the green group and the gold group. I am in the gold group. And so we are going to do the Anthracite Mine Rescue Tour first. And then we're going to come back and do watch the Bud cars do the run by. So this should be the town here.
Yeah.
11:26. No, 11:06. This is double track Worst gas mileage.
There's a house for sale right there. I don't think you'll get as much train action up this way, though. Looks like we got a small station here. Alright guys, welcome to Tremont, Pennsylvania. Alright, so we're taking a look here at the Mine Rescue Unit from the Bureau of Deep Mine Safety. And you hear the RDCs in the background. The other group is getting the run by. And we are at the Anthracite Rescue Group, the Tremont Mine Rescue Station. And they've got a whole bunch of displays in here. I took a bunch of photos. It's going to be easier to show you this via a slideshow than a video tour. So let's do that, and then we'll watch the Bud cars run by. they're going past the station, we'll take a look inside the mine rescue vehicle.
I don't think we ought to do car rides as part of the tour. $10 a gear, car ride.
And we've got the station across the street, and you can see everybody up there doing the run by. We'll be doing that next. There's the other side of the mine rescue vehicle. It's from the Pennsylvania Department of Environmental Protection, an F550 Super Duty. It is starting to, we are starting to get some light rain here. Some cool cars parked outside here, guys. We got, I'm not good with the years, but it's definitely 1960s, a Chevy Malibu. I think this next one's a GTO, a Pontiac. Yep, Pontiac GTO. Also somewhere in the 1960s. I'm not good with the exact years. And then we got another Chevy. I'm not sure the model on this one. An Impala. That was going to be my guess, but it looked a little small for that. I do like this era of cars, even though they were a little bit before my time. I always appreciate seeing them.
That's great. That's all on. Who's going to chance to try one?